We're the Champions League holders, so today can we show our credentials in our first Champions League game of the season against Genk? Hello there everyone, it is TIJ Game. Welcome to part 5 of our Football Manager 2020 beta save with Liverpool. And today it is time for our first Champions League match of the season at home at Anfield against KRC. KRC? I don't know why I said I'd kind of like a link between KR, but anyway, KRC Genk. Of course, we do play in real life, so nice for that little link. Of course, if you didn't see our Champions League group last time out, we've drawn Shakhtar Donetsk, Bayern Leverkusen and Genk, which on the face of it doesn't look like too tricky a group, but I don't think it's the easiest group we could have got, but there's no big boys, but at the same time, none of these games are going to be easy. So today we're going to play against Genk in the Champions League and also play a Premier League match on Sunday away from home at Vicarage Road against Watford. Just the 2 games though since you have last been with me, 2 fairly routine wins. Firstly against Crystal Palace and secondly against Brighton. Now what pleased me in both games is that the proportion of shots we had was absolutely fantastic. If we look at the stats, we had 30 shots to Crystal Palace's 3 in that match, and in the Brighton game we had 22 shots to their 1. Funnily enough, the only shot they had, they finished. The only criticism I've got of that is that we need to be finishing more goals. At the end of the day, if we're having 30 shots or 33 shots, we should really be putting 3 or 4 past the team. But nevertheless, we got 3 points. Our Premier League stats looks a lot better now after than after our 2 losses against United and Tottenham. United and Chelsea have had perfect starts. You see, I said about United potentially being a little bit better in game than in real life. They definitely are. Chelsea have also had a good start. City have got all the wins so far, apart from that draw against Arsenal. And we sit in 9th place, drawn on points with Arsenal, Everton and Wolves. And a win against Watford might well put us in to the top 6 or even the top 4 if things go our way. But first off, it is time for that game against Genk. So here we go straight into it at home at Anfield. We're going with a squad that is a little bit different to usual. Just the one change with Shaqiri on the left wing. Sadio Mane misses out. He's got a bit of a high injury risk. And I thought we might as well play Shaqiri. It's not going to be the biggest match in the world. I expect to win. Don't think that should be too much of a complexity. Robertson is back at left back after his suspension. Of course, he's straight back into the starting lineup. That's fairly obvious. And Milner is back to central midfield. Shall we get straight into this Champions League match? Let's just check everything's recording as usual. And something that I've actually forgot to do in the tactics screen, but certainly worked well in those 2 games, is to push the defensive line back a little bit and be a little bit more direct in passing it. I find that it keeps the ball in their half because we can just chuck the ball up. And it also produces more chances. So that has been something that's worked so far. We'll try it against Genk again today. If it doesn't work against Genk, we will go back to our higher defensive line. But as I say, a little bit of a lower defensive line, but a bit more positivity in terms of our passing. That has seemed to work. And we'll make the attack a little bit wider. As I said in our team talk, just go out there and give our fans a performance to cheer for. It should be a good performance. How useful is Shaqiri's versatilities? He's a bit like a Swiss Army knife, which is funny because, of course, he is a Swede himself. Oh dear, hilarious. But I just want to thank you guys. We are starting the match now. I want to thank you guys massively for the support we've had so far on all the FM content. It has been fantastic. I'm really glad to be back making FM content. Really enjoying it, and the support has been fantastic. As you can see, in the first 15 minutes, we've been in a similar vein to the games previously, the 2 games previous, where we've dominated things. We've already had 5 shots, 2 of those on target, and of course, the more chances you have, the more chance you have of scoring. So, very happy with that chance creation. Good ball from Matip. Good direct ball from Matip to Shaqiri. Shaqiri on the wing. Puts it into Firmino. Very close to making it 1-0. But again, another shot. Not really happy with the amount of those being off target. But if we keep shooting, I can guarantee one of those at least is going to go into the back of the net. But apart from that highlight, a very quiet 30 minutes here at Anfield. 6 shots for us, a few fouls I'm a little bit worried about, but no yellow cards yet. 6 fouls for us, that's a little bit of a concern. But 62% of possession. We're just going to tell the players to stay on their feet. We don't want to get any unnecessary yellow or red cards like we did with Robertson against Manchester United. But we've started decently, but no goal just yet, which is a little bit disappointing. Apparently it was disappointing, but we're just going to tell the lads to give everything they've got and go and win this match. Now, it just said that we have been losing possession a little bit more, so we will be going for that just slightly more direct passing rather than more direct, so pushing the passing back a little bit just to keep possession. I think that our possession's fine. We've gone attacking rather than positive as well. To be honest, we need a goal, and it does worry me that we haven't finished one yet, but we do have a corner. And the second highlight of the game, Shaqiri into the box. It's put out though by Genk, but we maintain the pressure. Salah to Fabinho. Salah over very nicely to Ronaldo on the right wing. Not sure why he's there, but oh well. But Genk have got the ball back, and this could be a counter-attack for the Belgian side. Bongonda, very good pressure from our number 7, James Milner, and that's straight to Alexander-Arnold. The Genk player definitely panicked there. Alexander-Arnold, great ball across, switches the play to Andy Robertson on the left. Andy Robertson across to Wijnaldum. Good pressure being put on by Genk, but good cross from Robertson, and a 12th shot, and another one off target from Firmino, and this is getting a little bit concerning. We've had 12 shots. Genk have had nothing. Again, this is really nice dominating play, but at the same time, a little bit like our previous matches, we have not converted as many chances as we definitely should have done. But good interception by Shaqiri there. A poor pass. Good ball to Salah. Salah's on 1-1 with the keeper. Again, a miss. But Firmino's in. Shaqiri, someone shoot for goodness sake. And this is starting to worry me now. The fact that we haven't finished anything off. And I think what we might do is I think I'm going to sacrifice James Milner in this instance, because I want to probably keep Fabinho on as a bit more of a defensive midfield. But what we're going to do is change the formation up a little bit and go to a 4-2-2, just to see if we can get that goal. It seems that Firmino's struggling as a kind of false 9, and we're going to bring somebody else on. We're going to bring Origi on up front and see if double trouble is going to make a difference up front, because we definitely need a goal. We're an hour in here. We've threatened with 15 shots, but none of those clearly are threatened too much, or else we'll be 1 or 2 up. So we'll see how the 2 strikers go. More long balls forward, yes please. But if this ends 2-0, if this ends with no goals, that would be a real shame. But in terms of transition, yeah, I'm fine with that just for the moment. There's still 25 minutes to go here. Not going to be too long, I don't think, now before we make another change to try and change things up. But not the most exciting game so far. I'm certainly glad that we didn't make it just one game in this episode, or else it'd be a very boring episode. But still, 18 shots from us, nothing from Genk. We're doing very well defensively to keep them out. But if we can't get goals, then what's the point of that? Good ball from Wijnaldum to Alexander-Arnold. Could this be the breakthrough to Origi? And it's in. The substitution has worked of Divock Origi. And we're going to praise the players for that. Finally, after 68 minutes and 19 shots, we've got the breakthrough. And hopefully that should be the goal that finishes it off. But I think that was our first clear-cut chance. It is raining at Anfield, surprising in September. But I guess it is the British weather. Very nice header from Origi. The goalkeeper struggled to get to that. But 19 shots, our first goal. And that is what we like to see. Andy Robertson with a yellow card. A little bit worried about that. We're going to bring Lovren on for Van Dijk. Van Dijk's a little bit tired. And just in the case of making sure we rotate things, we're going to bring Fabinho off for Jordan Henderson. A deep line playmaker on defend. Just make sure we sit back a little bit of Henderson. Bear in mind, we've got 4 players on attack. So we do need that defensive cover, despite the fact that Genk haven't had a single shot yet. That's quite impressive, actually. They've had 14 fouls, so starting to get frustrated. They've had their first shot, though, 82 minutes. It took 82 minutes for Genk to have their first shot, and that is very impressive. They're starting to come back into the game a little bit more now, trying to find that goal. But again, a little bit like in the last 2 games, we are struggling for goals. A little bit of a concern, but nevertheless, we've won the game 1-0. Not the most exciting, but I think it was a good win nonetheless. We dominated the other team. It needed Origi to come on to make a difference, but oh well. The other game finished 0-0 in the group, so we do go top by default. Youthful Genk come unstuck, so it must have been a young squad. In a low-key affair, the fixture was marred by a succession of fouls by Genk that prevented the match from ever getting to a rhythm. But player of the match, Alexander-Arnold. A good win, just a bog-standard win, which we're going to need plenty of them this season. And hopefully the same can be said against Watford. 3 games played in the Premier League yesterday before this Watford game today. And a big surprise, Chelsea have been battered by Leicester. They'd won the previous 5 at Chelsea, but they got beaten by a Jamie Vardy hat-trick, which puts Leicester up to 4th and gives us a chance to move potentially into 6th place in our game today. Tottenham beat Brighton by 1-0, and Man City stuffed Southampton 5-1 to put them 16 points after 6, which is a very solid start for them. But today we've got ourselves against Watford, later on Palace against United, Newcastle against Villa, and West Ham against Sheffield United. But for this game today that concerns us, we've made a few changes. We've got Alisson in goal. Lovren starts at centre-back. Just want to make sure that we do some good rotation. Again, it's not the most important of games. I don't think we'll need Van Dijk for this one after playing midweek. Fabinho's also going to play on right back, given that Alexander-Arnold is pretty tired as well. We've got Chiravella coming in, the under-23s player at defensive midfield, to cover for Fabinho, who is on the bench. I know he's only a 2-star rated and could go up to 2.5, but I do think he's a player that could become a good fringe player and a good squad player, hence why I'm giving him a go against Watford today to see how he gets on. Milner and Wijnaldum start in the midfield, the usual wingers, and Divock Origi is going to start up front today rather than for Roberto Firmino, who has arguably flattered to deceive so far. I know that especially in real life his goal not necessarily is to score goals, but he has been lacking quite a bit, and it seems the wingers haven't been scoring as many as I've been expecting as well. And as I've said before, we are struggling a little bit for goals, so I think we've got to make sure that we have a striker who can score goals, and that man might well be Divock Origi. But we're going to go with that more direct passing again. I will make sure that I actually change this in the instructions for every match, but for now I forgot, so we have to do it there and see how we get on. Go to the tunnel though, and Troy Deeney's been missing, so that's a little bit of a shame for Watford. They're playing with 5 at the back, 2 up front, Welbeck and Delafeu. That's a solid line-up there, but we're going to try and focus play on the right and the left. I think that's a good idea. Distribute there. No, that's not distribute to the flanks. That'd be a little bit silly. But yeah, let's focus play down the left and right and just see how we get on in this match. Again, we're away from home. Of course, the only 2 matches away from home in the league this year. We've lost against City and against Tottenham, so a little bit of a risk there. But let's see how we get on. 7.5 minutes in here at Vicarage Road. Andy Robertson on the ball. Good ball forward, but Watford put it out. Lovren back on the ball. Good ball through to Mane. Very good ball through the defence, actually. Mane goes all the way through. Mane, he keeps going and keeps going, but can't quite get to the back of the net. Ben Foster does well there. So we're getting shots on goal, but too far out to be a regular threat. So we're going to try and work the ball into the box, which I think is fair enough. Good stuff from Matip to get that back. I think with a bit of a higher defensive line, they might have been through on goal there. Anyway, Robertson could have got it to Mane. Does in the end. Mane back to Robertson. Good stuff. Can he get a cross in? He can get a ball into Divock Origi. Just over the bar. We are doing so well in attack at the moment to make those opportunities. But as I've said time and time again now, if we're not finishing those opportunities, then what is the point? Liverpool so usually lethal in attack. Great ball from Mane. It doesn't quite reach Origi though, however. Ben Foster to Kabasele in defence. Kabasele up to Holovas on the wing. Good pressure from our number 3, Andy Robertson. But sorry, number 3, that's Fabinho. But Robertson gets it back anyway. See, I was praising Robertson for the right reasons. Good ball from Milner to Andy Robertson, featuring a lot down that left-hand side at the moment. Back to Chiravella, who's probably making his league debut, I can imagine. I think it was in the... I can't remember. I think it was in the Super Cup, actually. He was in the second half. But he's doing a good job so far. But we've lost the ball. Gerald Delafeu, one-on-one with Adrian. And luckily, it's not going to be an early lead for Watford here. But 15 minutes in, we're going to tell the lads to get a little bit more creative. There's been a lot of highlights so far. We haven't been able to shut out Watford like we have other teams, which isn't really a surprise. Watford are a good team. We've got a bit of a counter going here. Salah through to Origi. I don't think he's got the pace, though, unfortunately. But Watford have got a free kick because Origi was offside. I thought it might have been a foul there. But everyone's been inspired by that feedback. Hopefully that allows us to get a few more chances on the board and potentially get a goal. But let's have a look. 25 minutes in. Again, nothing really happening. A little bit like against Genk. You know, it's a little bit disappointing. I do wonder whether we might need to experiment with a little bit of a different formation just to have that little bit more attacking cover. But of course, with 2 up front, you do lose that defensive midfielder because you can't really play with 1 man in the midfield. And you've got to play with your 2 wingers. And again, that means 3 at the back. And the 2 wing backs are so invaluable to the team that really you can't change the formation that much. But a good ball from Robertson, trying to get it over to Origi. But clearly not working at the moment. That's my kind of argument for 2 men up front. Good ball from Fabinho, but back in the midfield for Watford. There's a few changes I think I need to make for in terms of tactics, because I can see what's not working. But Robertson wins it back again. Out to Mane on the wing. Are we going to get an early cross in? Mane, he's going to go it alone. And a decent save from Ben Foster. I think we need to take all of these approach play bits off. Be a little bit less direct. A little bit wider in the attack, though. And I think we just need to dribble a little bit more. Have a little bit more confidence rather than passing, because it seems that the ball kind of gets stuck when we're passing. I think to run a little bit more, dribble a little bit more, I don't think it would be too bad an idea. But Watford actually on top at the moment, which is a little bit of a surprise to see. They are at home, though, so not a massive surprise, I guess. But it would be good for us to get a goal before half-time, just to put a little bit more confidence into the lads going into the dressing room. Fabinho, though, still on the ball at right back. That's a horrible ball, though. Back to Delafeu, one-on-one with Adrian. And I don't know how Delafeu didn't make it 1-0 there. That was shocking for Fabinho. A back pass. I think he wants to put it to one of the centre-backs. And luckily, on that occasion, he gets away with it. But good ball from Salah into Milner. And again, agonisingly close. Just over the bar. It's getting a bit of a feature now. I'm a little bit worried the fact that we aren't taking our chances. But I think we need to tell the lads that keep playing the way you have been. The results will come. They're making the chances. A little bit sloppy at the back, in my opinion. But nevertheless, not too bad. Pereira's injured, so Chalobah comes on in midfield over him. Surprised to see that Watford are dominating play, generally speaking. But we will have our chance. I think 60 minutes in, Mane actually has had a really poor game. So Shaqiri's going to come on for him to see what he's going to do. Have him as a let's have him as a Trequartiste. Let's try a role we haven't tried yet. And we're going to make it a double change as well. Going to bring Ronaldo off. He's a little bit tired. Put Oxlade-Chamberlain as an advanced playmaker and see how he gets on. I'm going to make an attacking play, which means Chirivella will have to drop back a little bit to compensate. But let's see what this highlight brings. I was going to go on attacking. We might have to go very attacking if this is a Watford goal. But we might step back a little bit if it's a goal for us. But a good ball up to Danny Welbeck. But he headers it on. Not sure why he did that. Come on, Fabinho. Don't make another mistake there. Matip. That's a little bit of a sloppy ball. But Shaqiri nearly recovers it. Doesn't quite, though. Holovas. A few sloppy mistakes. But very good pressure from Milner. This could be a chance. Shaqiri's one-on-one with the keeper. Oh, so close. The deadlock is definitely going to be broken at one point here. Two clear-cut chances for both teams. It's just been one of those matches that, to be fair, it's been a lot more even than I can imagine it would have ever been. But, yeah, both teams not really taking their chances. Straight forward, though, to Gerard Deulofeu. Great save from Adrian. But this is becoming a little bit of a concern now. It's going to tell the lads, just encourage them, really. And let's go and attack him. Now, we need to go and get the win. But Watford very nearly take the lead there. But Shaqiri did have a chance, but obviously didn't turn into anything because of the end of the highlight. 20 minutes left. What can we do? We haven't really got the attacking options. The only player we can bring on is Roberto Firmino, which we're going to have to be forced to do at this point. Play him as a false nine as usual. We'll have both of these as inside forwards now, just to see what we can do. But ultimately, to only get a point out of this game would be really, really disappointing. So we'll have to see how we get on. Again, it's not all over yet. I think that we've got to be a little bit more direct. So let's distribute over the opposition defence. Be a bit more direct. Let's take a few of these bits off just so we don't distract the players too much. But 13 minutes to go. Obviously a bad bit of feedback given by the Watford manager because the players aren't interested in the feedback. But yeah, I think Watford could do this. I don't want to jinx it, but I think Watford could get the 3 points. Danny Welbeck cuts inside. I knew that would happen. What did I say 10 seconds ago? Watford hit us on the counter-attack. Make it 1-0. Miles Jacobson supports Watford, doesn't he? Does make you wonder. 1-0 though to Watford. We're going to have to go very attacking at this point. I think that our lack of goal-scoring ability is really starting to show here. I don't think there's a problem with our defence. Good ball from Robertson through to Shaqiri. The attack's the clear problem. Shaqiri! Loses the ball to Craig Cathcart. Can we get it back up? Keep the pressure on. We've got very direct passing on now, so hopefully we can put the ball up. But that's not where we want it. Adrian, get it straight back up over the defence. See if we can get a goal back and at least get a draw here. A point is much better than a defeat. Fabinho into the box there for Shaqiri. Lots of space, and I don't know how he's missed that one. Ben Foster puts it away. That man deserves a medal. We've had 3 clear-cut chances now. By the way, Watford have had 4 of them. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. Lovren in. No, doesn't quite come off. Matip out wide again to Shax. Shax in the box for Chamberlain, and it's 1 each, even though Firmino gets the final touch. Must have been a tap on, a touch on from Oxlade-Chamberlain. I think it was Chamberlain that got the goal, but Firmino gets it, and that'll all do no end of help to his confidence. Good decision to bring him on there. So Shaqiri put it in the box. So who got the last touch on this? I was fairly sure it was Chamberlain, but Chamberlain... Oh, well, that's a bit of a fickle Firmino goal there. Goodness me. Let's go back, because I didn't watch it in real time. We've kind of slowed it down. Look at this. Chamberlain has the shot, and Firmino nods it on. I think that's a Chamberlain goal, don't you? I think that's a little bit unfair on Oxlade-Chamberlain, but I'm sure I don't think he'll mind whichever player takes that. But let's go for the 3 points now. Let's see what we can do. Let's tell the players to... Well, let's just encourage them. Because I think we can nick the 3 points here if we play anything like we did in that move there. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen unless something late happens here. Good ball, though, from Fabinho. Firmino not fussed about it, though. Salah on the wing. Can we nick this like we did against Villa, Leicester in real life? Salah's through! Oh, I thought it had beat the goalkeeper. It beat the net as well. Beat the side netting. 6 minutes of added time. Can we do something here? Can we do something? Very direct. Let's pump the ball up. Very much a higher defensive line. We are risking things here. I know we are. But, yeah, we just tell the lads to shoot on sight. Can we get the 3 points out of this? We've only got a point so far. It's not really good enough. It'd be our first draw of the season. Doesn't look like anything's going to happen, does it? And that's it. 1 each. I mean, we were behind, so we recovered the point. That was good to see. But from 12 shots on target and at least 4 clear-cut chances, to only walk away with 1 goal is a little bit of a crime. But that's the way it goes. And that's the way it has gone so far. A little bit disappointing in the Premier League. I do agree with what the pundits are saying there. We are outside the top 6. We're just a little bit of a disappointing start for us. Only 10 points from 6 games so far. So we are going to come back for the... we're going to have a double bill, actually. I think. Because those Leicester and Shakhtar games look very tasty. And look, after that, we've got Chelsea and Man City. So we'll be back tomorrow with that Leicester and Shakhtar game. And then the day after, it has to be City and Chelsea. And then we've got a little bit of a break there of big games. Probably looking until the last Champions League match. So, yeah, lots of tasty games to come in the league. But we've got 4 matches in between. We should really beat Charlton in the FL Cup. Southampton and West Ham should theoretically beat them. Leverkusen's going to be a bit of a tricky match, but we'll have to see how we get on. But we'll be back tomorrow with the Leicester and Shakhtar games. If you guys have enjoyed that, make sure to leave a like down below. Comment down below your thoughts as well. And subscribe for daily FM20 content. But apart from that, okay, fair enough. Apart from that, thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you guys later. Goodbye for now.